Hey everybody out there listening on Sirius. My name is Aoife O'Donovan and I'm so excited to be here live from my closet for a guest DJ session on The Village and the Bridge. Thanks to Mary Sue for having me. I have a new record that just came out. It's called Bullfrogs Croon and Other Songs, and you're going to hear some music from that on this little segment, as well as 4 songs that I've really been enjoying over the last 5 weeks in my home. I'll start it off with one of my favorite tunes by His Golden Messenger. Put out so many amazing records, His Golden Messenger has, and we actually did a show together in Prospect Park a couple of years back. But I've been a fan for a while, for long before that. I was actually turned on to his music by my friend Stephanie Coleman, who was in college in North Carolina and was, listening to His Golden Messenger back in the day. And anyway, love the record called Virgo Fool that came out in 2018. It was kind of B-sides and in older recordings. And there's a song on that I just go to again and again. I've been learning it and singing it with my housemates here, my husband Eric and my brother-in-law Colin. It's called Father Sky, and it just has one of those really feel-good chord progressions that just kind of goes and goes, and a chorus of ooh, which who doesn't love a chorus of just oohs? Anybody can sing along. That being said, the lyrics to the song just really, really hit home. I absolutely love it. The last verse. When I do arrive, gaunt as a willow tree, how do you think they'll welcome me? I love that line. Here it is, Father Sky by His Golden Messenger. When I was a little girl, I would spend summers in Ireland with my family, all over Ireland, but a lot of my fondest memories come from being with my cousin, Siobhan O'Brien, in West Clare, in her farmhouse out in Kilmaley, near the town of Ennis. It's just a beautiful town. We used to drive to the beach, drive around town, all piled into the back of an old Opel Astra car. And in, I think, 1990 something, I don't know, I guess I could verify that with the internet, but I won't. My dad made a mixtape for us for one of these summers called Griffith and Groovin', and it was a tape that he taped the Nancy Griffith record, Other Voices, Other Rooms, and then put a bunch of songs from the 60s, what was on it? I heard it through the grapevine, and Runaway, and Leader of the Pack. Griffith and Groovin', and I just can still see that cassette tape in my head, a tape with my dad's handwriting on that white sticker you would put on a cassette, Griffith and Groovin'. And we knew every single word to every single song on the record, and The Speed of the Sound of Loneliness was one of the songs that Nancy covered on Other Voices, Other Rooms, the great John Prine song. And it's just so fitting to be thinking of that song in these times. Of course, we just lost John Prine, which is such a tragedy, but his songs live on. And one of the great things about John Prine songs is that everybody knows John Prine songs, everybody sings John Prine songs. And I just love this version of that song so much. I love how it opens, and I love how it goes, and this is a real kind of family anthem for the O'Donovan family. Everybody just gets together, and this is always one of the ones that we sing at our sing-songs. So here's Nancy Griffith singing John Prine's Speed of the Sound of Loneliness from her incredible record, Other Voices, Other Rooms. I think the last live concert I saw before the coronavirus began to kind of tear our lives apart was Bonnie Light Horseman, or at least one of the last concerts I saw. I went to Rough Trade in Brooklyn with my friend Marie. We drove over to Williamsburg. We got a great parking spot. We went in and proceeded to just be blown away by Bonnie Light Horseman. Bonnie Light Horseman is a band consisting of Anais Mitchell, Josh Kaufman, and Eric Johnson from Fruit Bats, and Annie, Josh's wife, Annie. Gosh, I can't remember her last name. I'm going to start this segment over. Okay, let's see. Aoife O'Donovan here on SiriusXM. Here's a song from the great band Bonnie Light Horseman. I was so lucky to see them as one of the kind of final concerts I saw before heading into lockdown back in February. I saw Bonnie Light Horseman at Rough Trade in Brooklyn do just a stunning show. It was one of those shows that just, I've been thinking about it pretty much ever since. It was one of those shows that was better than the record, but it was, made me think of the record. Every song was pristine. Every note was perfect. The sound was perfect. The crowd was perfect. It's just a memory that I'm holding on to as I'm home, not experiencing live music the way that I wish I could. Eric Johnson's voice just really captivated me in the room that night, and most particularly on this song I'm going to play for you guys, the song Magpie's Nest. Now, anybody who's familiar with any of my records will know that I have a song called Magpie on my record Magic Hour, and it's sort of a special song for me. It's the bird magpie is, a kind of, there's a lot of lore around it, and again, growing up, spending a lot of time in Ireland and sort of having these magpies on the wires and looking down on them. I love that this song is also kind of takes place in Ireland, and I just love the way he sings it, and I love the repetitive nature of the chorus and the magpie's nest and the magpie's nest. Oh, I just love it so much. Hope you guys do too. Oh, festivals. Everybody's thinking about festival season and how no matter what happens, it'll be different this year, if it happens at all, but it will come back eventually, and we can't wait to all be together again. In the meantime, let's just think about the festivals that we have already experienced together, and the festivals that we didn't get to experience because we weren't born yet. And in my case, that means the Woodstock Festival. I remember having the videotape of the Woodstock Festival, the concert footage, the movie that was made. I remember watching that on VHS in my old family room as a kid, and just being totally obsessed with it, fascinated by it, and I wanted that life. I wanted to be a musician, and I wanted to go to music festivals, and I wanted to be able to perform with that kind of abandon. And it's just reaches its peak in this next performance, this next song, which is a recording of Joe Cocker live at Woodstock singing with a little help from my friends. I don't even really know what I can say about this song other than we all know this song. It's one of the great Ringo Starr Beatles songs, and gosh, we all need these words more than ever right now. Joe Cocker singing this song at Woodstock, he's otherworldly. He completely takes on a new character and becomes, I don't even know, he becomes God or something. It's crazy. At one point in the song, he just lets out a scream, and it's that moment that just really gets me every time. This is a long song. It's a slow build, and it just keeps on getting better and better. And I just try to close my eyes and imagine that I'm there in the mud at that festival or at any festival, surrounded by my friends, and can't wait to all be together again.